And welcome into the weekly update. Muscogee Media, Jason Salzman here with Jessica McBride as we continue our coverage ongoing with the Muscogee Creek Nation Health Services deficit and what we're dealing with there. Jessica, is a lot of people have watched the report from last week, know that we introduced our coverage. We have been pursuing it, reached out to a council representative. Where are we at now with what we're working on?
Well, we're still waiting on documents from the executive branch that we've requested. We also reached out to all of the council reps, and they either had no comment at this time or referred all questions to Speaker Lucian Tiger.
And Speaker Lucian Tiger also didn't have a comment, right?
Correct. And so at that point, we reached out to Principal Chief James Floyd.
And actually, you spoke with Principal Chief James Floyd. Actually, I believe he was in the airport. He's a busy man going now to Washington, D.C. You spoke with him by phone, and we have that interview now, and we would like to share that with you all.
The Department of Health status at this point is an issue of study by both the council and the executive branch as well to determine what amount of money is really necessary to continue the access and quality that patients need. And the amount is the deficit amount that they are projected to be operating at in fiscal year 2016. And so both the council and the executive branch are working together to determine how much money is really going to be needed to operate this year in an effective manner. I believe the amount of money will be determined as early as Monday next week. They continue to refine the numbers to look at all the revenue that's coming in, both from federal sources, private sources, and then the requirements that they have in terms of the healthcare delivery side. Once those two numbers are determined, then we will be able to then decide how much money is going to be needed to carry them through this year and position them for next year. I think there's various causes for what's created this situation that we're in right now, and I believe that those are several things. One is the acquisition of properties and assets, encumbering debt, and the decline in the revenue that's generated through third-party sources. I'm not sure where exactly the money's going to come from to fix the deficit. I think that will be determined in conjunction with the National Council and with the legislation that will be coming from my office to the National Council. And then we'll look at the resources that we have available and how we can obtain them. So that's the first step. Then the second step is just making sure that the health department is organized in a manner that will be most cost effective in providing, the quality of care that patients need, the access, and the timeliness. I think you can expect to see a bill defining those things as early as next week, and then action shortly thereafter. To my knowledge, they continue to operate as they have in the past, and what the council is looking at is how they can continue the services without interruption. I think from the executive side, we will be looking at bringing in some outside experts to assist us and partner with us in addressing the issues that got us to this point so that we don't get at this point again. But we continue to look at other aspects of the organization. Recently completed the housing audit, and we'll continue to look at all other aspects in ways to be efficient and to avoid things that has affected the health department. The health department budget is very large, and so that in itself is going to that in itself will lend itself to the potential for problems. But at this point, I really don't see anything that has given me indication that this is occurring in other places. Well, I think the citizens should be reassured that both the council and the executive branch are doing their best to make sure that no care is affected adversely in the health department, and they can continue to rely upon it for their care just as they have in the past. And if anything, it will be an improvement in care to them.
And there you have the comments from Principal Chief James Floyd as we continue our coverage on the health services deficit and his thoughts on that. Jessica, thank you for getting us that interview, and we will continue with our coverage. Keep it right here on the YouTube channel and on Native News Today as well, and in the Muscogee Nation News, all of our outlets here at Muscogee Media. We'll see you guys next week.